Looks like we got a new friend!
Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to the show. Today begins week 4 of our new season full time, episode 4. Today Murder Cabins. Oh. So first of all, those social links. If you guys are new here, please check out our Discord. It's a wonderful place where you can come and feel at home, be safe in an inclusive environment, and talk about D&D if you want to, or anything else if you want to. If you want to get into a game, send me a DM on Twitter. I still have probably around 40 spaces before Christmas where I can get people in games. And YouTube is now completely up to date. So if you want to go and catch up, you can go and do so on YouTube. I'll be sorting out playlists as my next thing on the to-do list. Boom. Yeah, that's right. I caught up. We're now full-time. You can support us by donating directly, like up in the corner there, which is wonderful. Thank you so much for our progress towards our monthly goals this month so far. It's been amazing. We also have a Patreon where you can subscribe regularly, and we also have merchandise where you can find wonderful things. And right now, actually, I've just got a new delivery of merch so I can show off some, where you can get wonderful merch like this.
Ooh.
I just got in my big shipment of merch for the MCM Comic Con, where we will be later this month. So there it is. You can also support us by supporting our sponsors. These are Bird in the Storm Publishing, and you can find their Twitter and Teespring link there. It's Jay and Bird. You know, Tall Squall and Bird, they're wonderful. They do most of their stuff for charity, I believe, and they'll be releasing a part 2 of their module that we playtested a few academies back now. and it was wonderful. It was a wonderful module. It was absolutely fantastic, and I look forward to the rest. They'll also be creating some content for us in January. We also have Mage Hand Press as a sponsor, and Mage Hand Press, you can find all of their information there. You can see their Dark Matter system or reskin for 5e being played on Thursdays at 1 PM EST over on the Argo 37 stream. And if you want to check it out and see what the mechanics are behind it, you can see the 30-page free review in those links as well, and you can even pre-order. So there's all that stuff. We also have a competition for some rainbow-colored dice, which are there. Not long left on that, so hurry up and get in. And also, there is our tweet for today. Every 10 retweets, we get a Wild Magic Surge. So please do tweet. That is me babbling at the camera for the first 10 minutes of the stream. Charlie, would you like to take over?
Yes, I will now babble at the camera for the next 10 minutes of the stream. Today, we are a couple of players down. Anna is away on holiday, and Alice is unfortunately not very well. But fear not. Mayhem, chaos, and horrible things still lurk, waiting for the remaining players. Today, we're going to be playing a mini-game, or rather 2 mini-games, one for each of our protagonists, that I'm entitling Terrible Memoriam. And the idea behind this is that each of our characters today will be visiting a memory. Something they've maybe forgotten, something they've maybe buried, or something that still haunts them and we just haven't heard about it yet. Before we begin, I have a question by Scrap and Travis. There are 2 ways that we can play this today. There is no risk, no reward, in which any sanity points you lose, any luck points you spend, do not affect your ongoing campaign character. Or there is risk for reward. I can't guarantee what the reward might be, but you're welcome to risk your sanity and risk your luck in a way that will carry on into our continuing game. Scrap, which would you like to do?
Hurt me, daddy.
Travis, which would you like to do?
I am no craven dog of Flanders. I insist on being punished as mercilessly as possible, and maybe if I risk as a lot, I'll win one of those amazing Scraticus t-shirts.
I can't guarantee that, but who knows what is behind door number 3. At this point, I will let chat know, as usual, Wild Magic Surges, crits, advantages can all be donated through the, I think there's a down bar information place if you want to interact with our game as normal, in addition to the retweets, which do generate Wild Magic Surges. I think it's either every 10 or every 20. I scrapped it to just tell you, but I've already forgotten. That's how good my day is going. But with that said, we spent last session continuing our arcs with these characters, continuing their lives as part of a jury. But didn't have the best of days as he continues to investigate the disappearance of his daughter and continued to find no roads led anywhere as he sought to meet with her fiance who was returning to town, only to discover that the trains and the railway staff were on strike. Therefore, his train would not be arriving and he had no way of getting there. Didn't help that on his way to driving to the city, he managed to further break his already broken down car. At a loss, after a frustrating morning, he wandered into the square. The morning hadn't been much better for anyone else. There was an incident early on at Miller's Diner, which is run by Lucia, whereby the food was contaminated, tampered with. Rats' tails, maggots, and other horrible and insidious ministrations had occurred with the food, leaving poor Eddie with a very sore stomach as he went to the library with Helena to investigate the courthouse and also the witch trial that they had discovered previously. I need a drink. Bear with.
Water break.
Hydration is very important.
Hydration station.
The library, however, was not a fruitful excursion particularly, as Eddie's stomach played havoc with his concentration, giving him fevers, delusions, and resulting in the rather distracting and horrendous smashing of his nose as he leant down and it dropped from his face, crumbling into a million pieces.
No, it was awful.
It was a bad time.
My face.
He was determined, however, not to lose face in front of Helena,
Hey there.
and they decided to go and speak to Lucia, who has a truck, and to drive out to investigate the cabin after they noticed in a recent article something strange in a photograph. As the three of them drove from town, they crossed paths with Bert, and all four of them ended up on a happy drive through the countryside.
Oh yeah.
Never trust women drivers, I think, is the lesson that both of our gentlemen learned.
Whoa.
As Lucia swerved off of the road and down towards trees just after crossing a covered bridge. And through the woods they went, and down into a duck pond, despite Bert and Eddie's gallant efforts to stop the truck. As the truck hit the water, everyone was plunged into the icy depths. And it was the quick thinking of the gentleman to pull the women free, unknowing to them that the two ladies were in some strange trance, some strange delusion, some strange other place, witnessing something very horrific. And they still don't know that because they haven't had time to talk since returning to the surface of the pond. And as they return and the sunlight hits them in the eyes, Eddie, I have a question for you.
Oh God. Yes.
Do you remember the summer when you were a young man that you spent at your uncle's cabin?
Yes, I do. Yes, and it was Halloween, and it was on his. Eddie was born in Houston, Houston, Texas, in obviously late 18 something, and 87. He's 40. 87. Anyway, I can't do short math. So, and his uncle lived on a really nasty feeded crawfish farm in Louisiana. And I think to get rid of the boy for a few weeks, they would drive me out to the swamps of Louisiana for me to spend some time with my mother's weird brother. And
Wow. Oh, this gold is for
and so
me.
yeah, I do remember that.
Thank you, you guys.
We've already hit 10 retweets, and not only that, Isriver has just donated so that we each get 2 Wild Magic Surges.
I
very
specifically asked you not to do that, people.
I specifically asked you to do that.
Ah.
So
The magic number is now 503.
if you guys can roll that up,
Oh lordy.
we'll get those into my little Zoom box so I can read those while we continue with our scene in a
Who
moment.
would you like the random one to go to, Charlie?
Let's roll. 1 for Scrat. Oh, I haven't got Scrat, can you roll for me? 1 will be you and 2 will be Travis. I don't have my roll 20 open.
I don't either. Thank
I'm
you.
good here today.
Could you please roll for me now? Thank you.
That
Because
was
it's
that was me. So there'll be another one from me. Jesus.
Jesus. Yeah, man.
Ooh, that's a low number.
Yeah. Back when the
All right. So I can roll now. 1d502.
Yeah, I think so.
way back when the Discord was finding its feet. Again, as always, these are entirely at DM discretion. If Charlie would like us to re-roll any, we most certainly can. 1d503 actually, but that's fine if you could just amend for the next one.
Okay. 503.
So just reading the outcomes of these rolls.
Ah! Oh, Jesus!
Uh-oh. Don't forget, if you want to contribute to this list, you can do so via the Scraticus Discord. Most suggestions are accepted, from what I'm told. which I don't know how I feel about, as I am occasionally also a player on this channel.
Did you have a second roll there as well, Travis?
Oh,
Two each.
oh, two each. Sorry. Slash.
503. I see my name. Isruva, what are you saying? Hello, Isruva.
Oh, well, that's that's a lot. Yeah.
Pretty sure 28 is super speed and class 10 invulnerability. No? No? Is that wrong?
I mean, it could be. I'm not
I
sure
haven't seen the
you'll
list, so
appreciate how I interpret that, but
I don't want to look at the Straticus 503 point long Wild Magic Surge list. It would probably give me
yeah, it's not a good
Nightmare.
place to look. It's
There's some really scary ones in there.
frightening. Frightens me.
let me see. Oh my good golly gosh.
Yeah, that's what I
Language.
thought.
Let's
I
watch
won't
the
say what I
line.
said about the donuts before we came on stream.
That's not the Queen's English.
Hashtag not my queen.
Oh my God.
I don't want to get into all that.
Okay. So I have another question for you, Eddie.
Yes. Oh, no.
At the cabin, your uncle's cabin, it was, I imagine it was full break, so not summer, it was full break. The ground is nice and crunchy with leaves. You've got the bog of Louisiana going on with the trenches, I think, where the crawfish are being raised, and
Yep.
boats is just kind of floating along there. The first question is who is the friend that is with you at the cabin?
I think it's my cousin.
Okay. Scrap. What is the name of Eddie's cousin?
Before I answer, I need to know at least a little bit about his cousin.
Okay.
I think I can tell you my real cousin's name. I think his a little toe-headed kid, just a little blonde kid who pokes at snakes under the house and has grown up on a swamp basically his whole life, and is probably a little maybe like a year younger than me, and was always nuts.
Always nuts. Grew up in a swamp. Jimmy.
Okay, so Eddie and Jimmy are out in the surrounding areas of this cabin. The farm, I suppose. Tell me, Eddie. Tell me about the body.
I think I can remember that me and Jimmy were out poking around. He was more comfortable going deeper in the woods than I wanted to go. And I think we were out poking around out there and, got a good little bit of Stand By Me going. You find something, you're not sure what it is, and you look closer at it, and we found a body out in the bayou. Far enough away from the house that, I think we probably had to decide whether we were going to tell anybody about it. That's what I remember.
There's something strange about this body. Jimmy, what's strange about this body?
Jimmy, what's strange?
Mm-hmm.
Well, thing about this body is, it's all like, it's real old, but it's stone dry. It ain't got no, normally when you see dead deer or such, you have to try and get it before it starts to swell. Well, this one ain't swelling. It was all dry like.
So what did you decide to do? Let's play out the scene. You found this body, this desiccated, seemingly nearly mummified remains, this old body in this very damp and swampy place where crocodiles and gators and crawfish and fish of all kinds would probably be scavenging normally. But there's this perfectly dry corpse that you've both found.
Say, Eddie, you ever seen a thing like that? Look at that. It's a dry corpse out in the woods.
We're not supposed to go near it, Jimmy. You took us too far away from the house. I told you I didn't
Oh,
want to go
don't-
this far away from the
Don't
house.
be an old spoil sport. Look, we found something interesting. I figure we should go investigate. Come on, let's poke it with a stick.
It's. Why does it look like that? Why does it look like it's all dried out?
Do you reckon it's been preserved and like just some sort of event has turned it up recent?
I don't know, and I can't even hear the highway from here. We're real deep out here. I don't know what happened to it, and it's gross. Do you think we should tell your mom, or your dad?
No, we might get in trouble, but we can definitely check it out some. I'll check it. I mean, let's see if it has any pockets for a start.
Okay. Yeah. You look. You go.
Oh,
I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna keep watch.
Eddie, you're always such a scaredy cat. Come on, get over here.
You're actually gonna reach in this thing's? You're gonna reach in this guy's pocket with your hand?
Well, I don't see why not. It looks like he got trousers all right.
All
I'll
right.
just slip my hand in his pants and see what we can find.
I don't. All right. Well, do it. Hurry up and do it, because I want to go back. I don't want to be out here dark.
We'll be back in time for dinner.
Does he have any money?
Well, it might be money. Or maybe this looks pretty old. Maybe it's one of them old artifacts you're always looking at. Maybe there's something real historical and interesting in it.
I don't know how much archaeology you can really do in the swamp out here. Read anything about any? I don't think we're gonna find anything cool out here. This certainly isn't anything cool. This is freaking me out.
Oh,
And-
you get freaked out when the wind changes.
What's the body dressed? How's it dressed? What does it look
Would
like?
you like to take a look? How closely are you looking?
We got to get up there. Now I want to look at it. He's piqued my curiosity.
All right, so I imagine that you have been walking rather than maybe on a boat at this point. So you kind of
Yep.
have to trudge through the murky, muddy, boggy disgustingness that is here. And you get across this small island that's just covered in leaf litter with a solitary tree growing up out of it. One of those great big, like the cypressy ones with like the really big roots. And as you get closer, I'd like you to roll me spot hidden checks. And for this game, Scrat, if you can use bird sheet, even though you're playing Jimmy.
Certainly, totally. What I'm thinking might be a cool narrative device is if Jimmy is sort of like directing Eddie, but we do everything from Eddie's point of view, so we don't reveal things until Eddie sees it. That just sounds so cool to me.
That works for me.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, and to keep going with it, and I think I certainly know that I've been in this situation where somebody basically goads you into doing something, and you're not gonna be, you've got that pressure to not be a chump ass and not do it. And if we're gonna be reliving childhood nightmares here today on Scraticas, then we might as well go all the way and have peer pressure be a key element of looking at a dead body in the woods.
Last week misogyny, this week peer pressure.
Yes. and
Covering all our bases here.
Yeah, and a little draft of toxic masculinity right in there, just to sweeten things up, just a little bit of
Oh, yeah.
of really bad
Oh,
behavior.
It's my
I
favorite
think-
salty
Oh.
Monday cocktail.
Oh yeah, that is a fresh salty salad.
I blew my spot check
All right. How
So-
badly did you blow your check?
by 20. I have
Okay.
a 50.
I really blew my spot check.
You did. So this is what happens. Eddie, you approach the corpse and you are looking around for identification, age of this corpse, that sort of thing. You're looking at the clothing. As you do that, your cousin Jimmy stumbles forwards, nearly basically feet overhead, and he tumbles forwards and into the tree with his face. And what actually happens is there's a a branch that's been broken off in the rough weather that sometimes sweeps through here, and it just like impales like straight in through that eyeball. Just a sickening pop.
Oh my God! I like run over there. You're gonna have a, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Oh my God, 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 oh my God. Jimmy, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you all right?
I think so. Just mostly my pride.
You have a stick through your eye.
Yeah, it hurts.
Oh God.
And as this oh God sinks into you, I need you to make a sanity check.
Yeah. Let's just do
As you clearly see the devastating horror in front of you of just blood oozing between the fingers.
You think I should pull it out?
Is the what's one thing at a time here? So first off, I pass the sanity check. Second off,
Okay.
okay.
You will take 2 points of sanity loss as you pass.
Oh, great.
I have a feeling as my eyeballs moving, the twigs moving a little bit, like ow. Okay,
Is the twig like attached to something like stuck, like coming out of something?
The way I imagine it is you've got like the trunk of the tree and it was like sticking out, and then as it's kind of connected, it's kind of been a glancing blow, and like a shard has just like gone straight in there. Just
ow.
Oh God. All right, I've got a pocket knife.
Now, tell me,
pull up.
Eddie, I can't see out of my right eye. Does it look okay?
It looks okay. I'm gonna cut the stick off of the stump, and we're gonna sit you up, and then we've got to get you home so that we can get you looked at. I'm not gonna pull this stick out of your eye.
Well, you think I should pull it out?
No.
it's the sound
No, I do
of
not.
drip, drip, drip of blood just straight off of his chin down onto the leaf there.
Oh shit! Look, maybe this is worse than I thought.
Okay, right.
Oh.
But you're not gonna pull it out,
Eddie?
because then you'll just bleed.
Eddie, am I hurt? Eddie?
You're not gonna pull it out. I'm not gonna pull it out. Yeah, okay.
Am I hurt, Eddie? Eddie?
I'm like working on the branch with my knife.
Eddie, ow, no, Eddie, ow,
Hold on. Yep.
That hurts.
Hold on.
God damn it.
Hold still. Just hold on for just a second.
At this point, Jimmy, you feel something strange grab your ankle.
Oh,
It's almost as if you're caught in a tumbleweed or some tight, nettle, thorny.
I stood in a bush too, Eddie. Come on, get me out of this.
Hold on. It's just hold still. I'm about to get this thing free. I'm gonna stand you up. I'm gonna get you out of here.
Hang on a minute. Okay. Just take it a little slower, would you? That hurts where you're pumping.
You gotta get it going. You're freaking out. You're sweating. You got a dull, rusty pocket knife I probably stole from somebody.
Look, this is
from the
taking
house.
ages. Eddie, why don't we just snap it?
Okay. And I'm gonna grab hold of his side of it with both hands, and then I'm gonna stomp on the part I've cut with my foot.
All right, I would like you to make a.
It's a terrible idea. But we were kids. We didn't know any
We're
better.
gonna go with. I think brawl is like the closest thing associated with strength that I can see.
Sure.
But I will give
You could do straight strength.
or straight strength if that's better for you. Depending, I'm not sure what you have. But I'm gonna say like this is an easy test since you've already done the work on the tree.
Sure. I don't even have brawl. So let's do strength. All right, here we go. Stand by, faithful viewer. Oh my God, I got it on the nose. I have a 40 and I got a 40.
Okay. So you heave, and first off, it just kind of does that thing where it like is slowly splintering like one bit at a time, and then there's a crack as it comes loose.
Ow!
All right, there it is. All right, now
Hey,
can you stand up?
Yeah, no, I can stand. It's just my face. If you got a hanky or something, I'm bleeding everywhere. Look at my breeches.
And as Eddie, you reach for this hanky, you turn down, and Jimmy, you try and find your feet. Suddenly, both of them are just pulled out from underneath you, and you are dragged violently and quickly backwards towards the water of the swamp.
Eddie!
Oh my god! 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 I'm gonna grab him and pull him just as hard as I possibly can. Do I see what's got his feet?
Would you like to look?
Yes. He said
You need to make a
confidently.
sanity save. As you look towards to see what has got his feet, you see desiccated hands gripping onto his ankles, and the face of the corpse is
Oh,
twisted
God.
and gnarled, looking up at you.
Okay.
And you, oh dear,
Failed that.
you
sucker.
failed that real bad. Okay, bear me a second. You see this twisted and gnarled face. There are no eyeballs. The nose is sunken in to the point there's like no nose tip. It's just all dried and decayed and desiccated down. And I remember what the command is for Roll20. Be real helpful. There we go. And you lose 3 points of sanity
What?
as you see your cousin pulled into the dark and murky water by a creature that can't possibly be real.
Can I suggest something, Charlie?
Yes.
Like, I know you've got a lot of nat 20s, and you don't usually get to roll very often. In fact, one of the only things you do get to roll is sanity loss. So I'd put forward that if you wanted to use your nat 20s to do maximum sanity damage...
I will consider this.
What are you do? What are you doing, pal? What's going on right now?
Don't worry,
Hi.
Travis. His scene's coming next.
Oh, good.
And this creature is nothing you've ever seen, but is something that you feel you remember from a nightmare, from reading those gory comics that were hidden in your uncle's house. Creatures that shouldn't be possible, and here is one right here, and it's stealing your cousin who has been brutally injured by a tree. The end of the stick still sticking out as he's scrabbling, and the leaf litter is just going everywhere.
Well, and there's nothing more terrifying than, not being able to help somebody. It's really messed up. So I'm just like completely flipping out. And drowning is another big one. This is like, it's the horse in Never Ending Story, or just like, I've always hated quicksand. Like, this is me personally. Like, yeah, quicksand
Anyway.
is the worst. And there's nothing worse than watching somebody.
What are you gonna do?
I'm going to scream bloody murder and pull like hell. So he got pulled in. He's in the water.
He's getting pulled in. He's heading into that water. His lower bar is down there. He's now up to his shoulders. What are you gonna do? You have to decide right now.
Okay, can I? If I was cutting with the pocket knife, and I
Mhm.
stopped the thing. I've got the pocket knife in my right hand.
You went to
Then
get
I
your
grab
hanky.
him. Then I got the hanky. I don't remember saying that I dropped said pocket knife. And
Nope.
if it's like sort of in my hand and I've got him, I can try and pull him and then run up and swipe at this thing that has hit me with sanity damage. But what the hell? If you fight or flight, let's try and, I think he might have this, like, in this dire moment, have a fight reaction and try to stab this noseless bastard in the face.
All right. That will be a brawl check, which you say you don't have on your sheet. You should have a brawl. I think it is literally just going to be your.
Strength?
Let me see. It should be at least a 25.
All right. Well, we'll go for that then.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Oh, hang on. I'm looking at Bert's sheet.
Need some very tense.
I have your sheet here. Yeah,
music. It's messed up, man. This is freaking me out. It's not good. Oh, sure. Well, no, of course not.
I was given very strict instructions for how the players wanted this game to go today. The fact that Anna isn't here is not my fault.
Hey, I'm not calling foul. This is appropriately screwed up. So I blew that, and I don't want to spend 20 luck. So now I've like jumped up onto Jimmy's back, and I'm swinging on this thing, and I've missed.
You flail down. You're not someone who fights people. you're panicked. Your cousin is sinking into the mud, and at that moment, as you swing down and you miss, your hands go into the water as his head just submerges completely into this thick, brackish water
Eddie!
and out of your sight.
Ah.
Scrap. At this moment, you may act as Jimmy.
Blah,
you-
blah, blah.
I mean, if you'd like to take an action to attempt to free yourself, or if you believe Jimmy is too panicked, that is completely up to you. But I will say that you are playing a character, so you are welcome to take an action.
He'll try and brawl. He'll try and like kick down with his feet. Try and
Mm-hmm.
I can't find brawl right now. Fighting brawl, there it is. He'll kick down. Not very good at it, but he'll kick down.
Okay, what did you get? I can't see.
A fail.
A fail. All right, so you kick out, and it's just churning up more mud and more silt, and you can just feel these fingers clenched so tight they're beginning to dig into the flesh of your ankles, through your cotton trousers, through the socks that are kind of braced up to your knees.
Jesus.
Eddie, your cousin is gone beneath this
Yeah.
dark, horrible water by some creature that shouldn't exist. What do you do?
Well, I shoved both hands in to try to get him, but I think he doesn't like jump in, and it's one of those things where he'll regret it his whole life that he didn't jump in, and he'll think about it all the time that he should have jumped in the water, but he didn't, and so
Bearing
I
this in
reached in
mind,
into the
I'm
round.
not going to ask you to roll because I'm going to use one of your nat ones. As you
Sure.
reach into the water, kneeling from the bank of this small kind of island, and you reach and you try and find any trace of your cousin in this water, but he's not there. You can't see him. All that comes up when you reach down is just handfuls of dead leaves and thick sludge.
You're always too busy freaking out to do anything, Eddie.
You hear in the back of your head as your sanity reaches questionable levels.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And you're like, I gotta like stand up and pace. And then of course you turn around and there's this, corpse. And I don't know, and I think I'm lost too. Like I don't know where Jimmy took me.
And the air of the swamp is hot. It's soupy. You can feel that in about 15 minutes, you're going to get one of those downpours, one of those Florida bayou downpours where it's just going to be heavy, thick, torrential rain.
You know you want to put your hand in its pocket. I double dog dare you.
It's funny because that's exactly what I was just thinking. I think that is, if you're freaking out that bad, and I haven't freaked out in this circumstance, but I think we've all had our moments. You do really, really dumb things. And I think that I walk over to the body, finish littering its pockets, and then I think I dump it in the swamp.
All right, you go to the body and you search through its pockets. And in the back pockets of its trousers, you find a hip flask. It's silver and deeply engraved in a language that young Eddie cannot read.
Yeah. So
And as you kind of pull it out and you shake it, it has a weight to it. There is a liquid within the hip flask.
Well, you got to open it and smell it. Can't open it. Can't not open it and sniff it. Come on.
Yeah, you open it, sniff, and it's like paint stripper just burning through your nostrils and into the sinuses. And this is a strong alcoholic beverage, possibly, moonshine. This is. And from behind you, you hear just bloop, 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 as bubbles are coming up to the surface of the swamp.
I think I turn, put the cap back on the flask, walk back towards the swamp, look at the bubbles, grab a stick, attempt to put the stick in the water, which I think it's one of those things too where it's not going to work.
Okay, let's do a spot hidden, I think is...
Yeah. Because when you're freaking out that bad.
You mean you're brave enough to litter the corpse's pockets, but you're not brave enough to jump in after me?
It's the beating of that hideous heart. 86 is not good. No.
No,
Nope.
not even close.
Not even close.
All right. So you
Whipper.
poke down with your stick, and out of the mud hops a giant bullfrog that kind of belches its ribbit at you and just crawls away through the swamp.
Oh.
And you stab again, and your stick just goes deeper. And again, and your arm is now dipping into the water.
I think you got to do that thing where you reach all the way in up to your chin, like you let it come up to like right here,
Like you're noodling for a catfish.
like you're noodling for a catfish. But again, the memory is that you'll regret your whole life that you didn't take a deep breath and get under the freaking water. And he doesn't do it.
No, but he really regrets that he didn't take a deep breath as a hand reaches up and grasps onto the arm that is fully submerged, and it yanks. And I
Oh,
need
your
you
lord.
to roll a strength.
Almost spilled my coffee. What?
Don't do that. Coffee is sacred in this house. I was gonna say we're not in a house, but in this virtual tabletop world.
At this academy.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. We're at the academy.
Do not spill the coffee, okay? It's limited supplies in the staff room.
Sorry, pal. What was the check?
A strength.
Strength?
Or brawl, that's
Okay,
fine.
I'm gonna. So, I got a 51. I have a 40. And then can't I? Do I have any of those fun things? I don't have two of them. Oh wait, I have two nat ones.
That's not gonna help you.
Oh, sorry,
No,
I
no,
haven't
no.
pressed fade yet. You only have one that one.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
one.
you very much, Mr. Academy.
Zip Spirit, thank you so much for that donation.
Okay, so I could spend 11 luck, right?
I think you only need 10, right? Or yeah, 10 or 11 luck you could spend. That would be a permanent spend, as we are playing Risk for Reward today.
All right, I'm spending 11 luck to not be dragged to hell in through the briny deep by forces unseen.
Okay. As you fight back, you reach down with your other arm and you heave back as hard as you can. And as you do, your arm comes clear, and with it, another arm. And it just arcs, just splattering mud everywhere. And connecting to your arm right now with an iron grip is a desiccated arm, pulled free from its socket. And still no sign of your cousin Jimmy, who has now been under the water for at least a minute.
Can it be a right arm? It needs to be.
No, I don't think it is a right arm. I think it's a left arm.
Oh, that's even worse. Well, I'm just going to scream bloody murder. Because.
And I need you to make a sanity check.
Yeah. Oh, great. Sure.
Thank you to Zip Spirit, who gives their nat 20 to me.
It's one of those things where it's like, I go, how's everybody doing out there? We're all having a good time today? Like, yeah. How's the crowd? Y'all feeling good? Y'all from out of town? That's great. So
Tip your keepers on the way out.
yeah, hey, listen, make sure to tip your keepers and your wait staff. So
You'll
I
regret
have
it if you don't.
They remember. So I have blown that sanity check by 14.
As a result of this, you lose 5 points of sanity in one go, which gives you a temporary insanity. For the next, I'm going to say, because we are in memorandum, for the next year, you have a deathly fear of being submerged.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it sets up the woods too, you know, just like, because I think, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's great. Okay. You're damn right. For a year. Oh, yeah.
At least a year.
At
It's
least
only
a
a
year.
temporary
Come on.
insanity.
Why
Most
stop
normal
there?
games doesn't last that long, but no, at least a year, and it's up to you if it extends beyond that. If it gets worse, if there is another incident that builds on this one. However,
Well,
at this
yeah.
point, the sky opens, and those heavy splats come down through the canopy of this large tree. And all around you now, the water is moving, the water is shifting as large spots are hitting. And all down your face, and your clothes stick to your body as you are instantly drenched by the downpour. This arm still clenched, this left arm still grabbing onto your wrist.
Sweet summer rain.
What do you do, Eddie?
Bad. It's bad. Well, I think he just sits there and just balls his fucking eyes out. You know, I just think you have just a whole. When you're that young, and something really awful happens to you, you know, you hit a point where you can't get up and just walk around and go look around, and you know, I think he just sits there and gets rained on and just like completely flips out. And it's great because it's making me think of last week when I'm, you know, my first instinct was to pull Helena from a watery crap, you know, in this car.
And as you sit there
It's great.
sobbing, the rain hitting you, the desiccated body remaining strangely dry beside you, the arm still clenched to your wrist, you can hear the wind moving through, and you're sure it's your cousin calling for you. He's somewhere out lost in this boggy wilderness, and you've never been more aware that you were lost in a boggy wilderness.
Come on, Eddie.
Oh, it's so gross, so dark. What?
We can
I
just
look
go a
around
little deeper into the woods. It'll be okay.
I look around for him because for a second, you know, you think maybe it didn't happen, maybe he's out there, and I think I get up and look for him, and you don't. I don't want to look too close at the arm that's holding my arm, because I'd like to think that you're just so freaking scared out of your mind that you don't even want to think that something's got you. And I just start looking around for him because I can hear him.
You sure can. And you are
Maybe he's
looking
okay.
around. You are trying to hear him. I would like you to make a spot hidden.
Throwing rocks tonight. Yeah, no.
No?
No.
Right. As you look around, it feels like every tree you see is the same tree, where it feels like you're just like circling around on the spot. And every direction you look is exactly the same. And then lightning cracks overhead. And it strikes the tree behind you, and the boom rips through your skull. And all of the hair on your forearm stands on end. And as you turn and look, you see in the crack of this great tree a dark void. There is no woods beyond this void, just darkness. And you feel within your head this darkness is staring straight back at you.
Man.
What's the matter, Eddie? You scared?
Now I think I look at the arm.
Okay, as you look at the arm, it appears to be a thistle branch.
Oh.
Not the hand you had feared, not the hand you'd expected, not the arm your brain had told you was there. Just some tangled branch that was wrapped around your arm.
Is it still raining?
Still pouring down with rain, and you can smell the burning of the wood, the smoke, and you can hear the sizzle as the fire that has been lit by the lightning striking the tree is coming into contact with that downpour.
Is the branch like cutting my arm, or it's just wrapped around it?
You definitely getting some nasty scratches from it. You know when you like stick your hand through like a thorn bush, like those kind of cat
Yeah.
scratches.
Yeah. So you can't you can't not put a stick into the horrifying void in the tree. Can't not explore it on some level. And if it's raining, I'm not just going to go running around. You got to get a closer look at it. And so I'm going to attempt to pull this branch off of my arm and then with the thought towards putting it into the tree.
All right, you pull it off. It's not an easy process, but it comes away and you reach out, push it into the tree. Out of the tree, a fleshy arm reaches for you.
Ah!
Jimmy's arm reaches for you.
No. Oh my God, I'm going to pull him out. I put a foot up on the tree and pull as hard as I can.
Make me one of those strength/brawl checks, please.
Oh my gosh. I predict I get a 72. Oh my gosh. What? Yes.
Yeah, actually.
That's hear the home run crack of the bat right there. Crack. Yes, I passed it. In fact, wait, did I like super pass it?
Okay.
Let's roll it. No, I got a 50%.
Okay, perfect. So you pull, and out of this black void, the shoulder and head are pulled from the tree. Your cousin, the eyes seems to be like withering and seeping a black sludge, the stick still pointing out of it.
You gotta, okay.
Hey, Eddie, it's all right.
Is he talking or do I just hear it?
He seems to be talking.
Oh my God.
Hey, Eddie, no. It's all right.
Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm
Okay.
okay. I'm okay. This seems to be healing up, It's gone a bit pussy, but I'm gonna be okay.
I gotta get you home. How can I get you home?
No,
Which way
hang
do we
on a
go to
minute.
get
Hang
home?
on a minute. You gotta check out this here cave.
It's not a cave. It's a tree.
Yeah, I know, but inside the tree, there's like a cave. It's beautiful in here. Oh, Eddie, you're not scared again, are you?
Where's the rest of you?
In here.
What happened to the rest of you?
Come on in, you'll
Alright.
see.
I take a good hard look at that tree.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to dare you again?
I think I run.
Come on in. I dare
I just
you.
I think I just get up and run. Just run and run and run and
I
run.
double dog dare you.
Uh-uh.
Triple
Right.
dog dare you.
Mm-mm. Nope. And it's
And-
another thing where you'll think about it your whole life that you didn't go in the tree.
You run through the forest, through the boggy undergrowth, through the rain of the storm, away from the tree that had been struck by lightning, away from the dirty water into which your cousin had sunk, away from the void in the tree from which half your cousin seemed to have emerged and is still calling to you through the woods, his voice echoing around in dissonant whispers. You don't really know which direction it's from at some point, and you are becoming more and more lost within the woods.
Always getting scared, Eddie. Always freaking out. Come back. Nice in here.
You just gotta get home. Gotta get home. I'm trying to listen for the highway. You're just screaming. You're freaking out.
You
Face is all
leaving-
chafed. Face is
Leaving
all
me?
chafed because you're crying and you're running.
Leaving me alone in the woods?
You get all wet, and then what? The rain eventually probably, calms down. You get all chafed and gross and hot and scared to death.
And the sky is a bright gray of a storm that is refusing to let go of the world.
Yeah.
And you eventually break the tree line. and you are in a field, an expansive field. The ground underfoot is sodden. Every foot that goes in, you're either sliding or you're sinking.
You left me to die, Eddie.
No. You wanted to look at the body, and I didn't want to. And I told you I didn't want to, and you still wanted to, and that's why you're dead, not me. You did it. I told you no. Keep dragging me out in the woods, and this is what happens.
There's
I'm not gonna walk around like I did it.
There's a white egret nearby that's just been kind of like stepping through the long grass here, and it kind of looks at you and just continues. And the world is still, but you are still shouting at this empty field, at the voice in your head, at the voice that's beside you, your cousin.
I reach for the flask in my pocket.
Okay. It's still there.
And I smell it one more time.
Again, that potent, toe-curling, strong alcohol hits you, makes your eyes water all the more as fresh tears begin falling, leaving muddy streaks through the grime that coats you.
You know, one time I raided my dad's liquor cabinet, and you don't know what the hell to drink. I had a bolt of peppermint schnapps. And it was the last time I ever raided my dad's liquor cabinet. That's real. And I think he takes young and stupid and out of your mind. I think he takes a drink from the flask.
You take a drink, and in much like you expect, you kind of as it hits the back of your throat and it sears and it goes down deep, painful, straight into your stomach. But there's something about it that makes you feel stronger, more determined, less lost. Something about it that demands that you drink more, that you drink all of what is in this hip flask.
I do it.
And you drain it down, and it burns, and your eyes are watering, and it fills your stomach with this fire, and you feel 4 points of sanity return to you.
Yeah.
For chat, that was a wild magic surge for a magical potion.
Hey.
I
get 5?
4.
4.
Yes. You still have the temporary insanity. That is not removed by the...
For those of you keeping score at home, Eddie has 59 sanity.
I'm coming for all of it.
Oh, fun.
And as you feel this restoration within yourself, you see down in the grass beside you the body of your cousin. You had somehow dragged him out of the woods in this fever dream where you're trying to escape him, but instead you've found him and you've brought him out here, and he lays there, his eyes,
Like
one of them just staring up at that bright stormy sky, the other injured, just coated in this filthy mud, but too still. It's beautiful scrap.
It's like driving away from the scene of an accident, you know. It's one of those things where you have that moment where you know how hard the right thing to do would be, and that's why you don't do it. And I think I roll him into the water with the notion of lying that he got lost. And it's too hard to tell his family what happened. And it's not even the matter of, oh, they wouldn't believe me. Oh, they wouldn't believe it. And that's what they all say, but that's not what happened. It's just too hard to look adults in the eye and tell them that you
failed to save your family. And I think he rolls him into the water while figuring out his story that Jimmy wanted to go too deep in the woods. I told him no, I wouldn't go. He kept going. We got separated. It started raining. I got lost. And then I made my way back, and I don't know where he is. And you start running that and running that and running that and running that until eventually it's what happened. And I don't know about y'all. I've never buried a body in the woods, but I will tell you that you can tell yourself a story that you eventually start believing.
And I think that is how Eddie now remembers this memory, is the story, the lie that he told everyone. The
Right.
story and the lie that he had to live as his family and the police searched the woods to try and find his lost cousin.
Oh yeah, you drag the swamp. They drag the swamp. Sorry, they did everything. Sorry.
But they found no trace of the lost boy. They
Ugh.
did find one desiccated arm. Someone they believed must have died in the bog a long, long time ago. But that is all that was found. And Eddie now only remembers that he doesn't particularly like being submerged, and that one day his cousin wanted to go too deep into the woods, and there are possibly terrible things in the woods, and Eddie wouldn't go, and that is why his cousin was lost. At which point, Scrap,
So good.
I have a question for you. I have several, in fact. We'll start with one. Does Bert remember the worst day he ever had with his partner?
Funny thing, it was also one of the best days of my career. I just got promoted. Just a few weeks back, I was closing up a case. I'd been working it all week. I was working for the big boys then, working down at the actual police station. I was an officer. Making the big bucks, smoking cigars. Everyone looked the other way when you went and got some liquor or anything like that on the side. It was a real good time. But, you know, things at home, 2 girls in the house, you know how it is with women. They've always got some sort of troubles going on. The daughter's been going through this phase for a long time where she's deciding that she doesn't want to be conventional, you know, which I guess is a teenage thing. She'll grow out of it. But for some damn reason, my wife keeps on supporting her. Every single time she keeps fueling these idiotic ideals. They're not even worth mentioning. Yeah, you know, they're just not even worth it. But this one day I came home, we just closed the case. I came home with a magnum of champagne. It was a big day at the office. We'd done real well. And when I got in, there she was sobbing. Letter in her hands. Turns out our little girl had decided to move out all of a sudden. I remember the exact words of the letter. I didn't think it was too important, but I read through it quick. It was something about going somewhere where she can get the support she needs to be who she wants to be, whatever the hell that means. And, you know, look over at my wife and she's just sobbing. So I put the magnum down and I go and take her in my arms and I say, hey, don't you worry about a thing. It's just a phase. soon as she gets out there and realizes that this is all fake, this isn't really what she likes, she'll be back in no time at all, you know? She'll be back. She doesn't know what she wants. She just needs time to explore, so she'll probably be back by the time she gets hungry. She looked at me. She just said, "You just don't get it, do you, bud?" I still don't know what she meant.
And you didn't have much time to ponder it because the phone rings.
Alright, hey, okay, yeah. Go and dry your face off. Go and wash your face. You'll be okay. Go on. Go and answer the phone.
And on the end of the phone line is a close friend of yours that you're working with on a case. Tell me about this friend.
Oh, this is my partner. When I got promoted, he got moved to another district. We both did real well. We worked real well together. And yeah, he's a top-notch guy. Sort of guy that'd take a bullet for you.
And Travis, what is the name of this guy?
Elam.
Elam.
Elam Johansson. But he's got Swedish ancestry, but he has an American accent.
All right. So Elam is calling, but about a body. What's strange about this body?
I think it's been vivisected. I think it's been taken apart like a car.
So,
Hello, Morcom speaking.
Welcome. It's your partner. Are you half drunk yet?
No, not yet, Elam. I've just got in. We're about to get partying real soon.
All right. Well, put the champagne down because you're back on the clock. Here's the thing: we got a body close to you. You got to get over there and check it out.
Shit, let me grab a pen. Let me grab a pen. Where am I heading?
Well, it's at the morgue now. They moved it before I got a chance to look at it.
Shit, did you get a read on the crime scene?
No, we're gonna. You and I are gonna have to go check it out. But they're calling us from the morgue. I'm furious with these jerks because they moved it before we had a chance to look at it where it was.
Uh-huh.
They put it in a bag and took it downtown, and apparently it's in pieces. Apparently somebody took it apart like a jigsaw puzzle. Opened up
The hell?
parts all over the place. So we got to go get eyes on this thing. And they've managed to completely screw up our crime scene. So before I go rip somebody's head off downtown, we need to look at this thing while it's still fresh. Because
All right.
It's weird.
All right, cool. I'm getting in the car. I'll see you there shortly.
See you there.
Honey, don't open the champagne until I get back. I'll see you in a bit.
there's just like this muffled crying from the kitchen.
She'll be alright. I'll go and get in the car and drive to the morgue.
So you drive down, and it's one of those blustery evenings, where it makes the drive seem like rougher as the wind is kind of buffeting the car around. It's blowing and shaking the glass of the windows, and you can see someone's newspaper had been left on their like front lawn, and it's just being torn apart, thrown around. And you arrive at the morgue, which is the next. It's kind of like the next town over, this area over.
First thing I'll do is light up a cigar and look around and see if I can see Elam.
I'm like jumping out of my cab. I'm waving over. Run up to you.
You been in yet?
No. Seriously though, did you party before you came over here?
No, I didn't get a chance to. I just got in. There was something wrong with... You know how ladies are.
Well, I got a phone call. They're freaking out at the scene, and we got to go get a look at it. But they told the two of us to come down here and check this thing out right now because it's a mess.
And
They're freaking out the scene and they move the body. Jesus, do these people know anything?
they don't. It's the state people, they're not with us, and they screwed up our crime scene. And so we get to go shred them later. But let's get in here and take a look at this.
The street light that you're it's Julie and Victoria, scrap. The street light that you're stood under is just flickering as the wind is tearing into the glass. And soon you're just left in the darkness outside of the morgue building. There's some dim lights coming through, but all of the windows here have been kind of shuttered or they've got blinds down. And it's a very dark evening.
Well, let's go and take a look, I guess.
Stepping inside, it seems all but abandoned. There's the ticking of a clock in the hallway. And eventually someone appears and you flash your badge at them. It's a young gentleman with like really heavy bags under his eyes, not getting a lot of sleep. He's carrying a large pile of papers and files. And he kind of dumps them down on his desk in a heavy way. And as he looks at you and is about to speak, the colors drain from his face because he knows what you're here to come and see. And he can't get the words out as he tries to speak, and instead he just points down the hall and stammers out, room 302. That way.
302.
And we're walking down the hall, and I pull a handkerchief out of my pocket and go, "The wife made banana bread. You want some?"
Did you know what? I haven't eaten since lunch. I'd love some.
Eat this. It's gonna get weird. Put something on your stomach.
Yeah.
It's good, right? That's what she's doing.
Oh, it's real good.
She does it with the nuts.
Yeah, and that banana flavor, so strong.
The hallways of this place smell really strongly of like a lime antibacterial kind of cleaning agent smell. It's really like astringent. And your feet kind of echo as you walk down this corridor. And eventually you swing through 2 double doors. And there's a longer corridor that kind of stretches down and turns around a corner. And there's that weird sense in your stomach of not being alone, but the place being eerily empty all at the same time. And you eventually come to the room that you're looking for.
Well, everyone seems pretty freaked out about this. You ready?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try not to. If we see that guy from the state people, I'm gonna tear him a new one. But
now, you know that in my new position, I 100% can't tolerate that sort of behavior. All the time I'm looking in your direction, and I understand that body needs some real good looking at.
I'm gonna try not to lose my temper. It's important that we get a look at this thing
Looks like
because
we got a new friend.
what they told me happened weird.
All right, let's take a look at this thing. I'll place my hand on the door. I think I'll be the one to open it and step through.
Okay. You pull down the handle and step into this room. This room is very well lit compared to the rooms that you've just been in. And in front of you is a large steel bench. And on the floor you see drains where blood and liquids can be easily washed away. And the walls are a murky, cheap green paint color. And there's a guy the far corner of the room who's holding a clipboard and writing notes. And on the steel table is a woman's body. And I need you to make a sanity check.
Odd success.
Okay. For the briefest of moments, you see underneath the table folded up a dress. And your heart catches as you think that's one of Victoria's dresses. But your brain kicks in and you look closer at the body on the table. and it is very clearly not your daughter's. However, the body is strange. It has been portioned perfectly so that each finger has been separated from the palm of its hand. The palm of the hand has been separated from the wrist from the elbow from the shoulder, and so on for every joint in the body. This person has been perfectly dissected, and here on the table it is displayed as a segmented corpse.
Did they I've forgotten the word for it. Skin them as well?
The skin is still intact.
So they took them apart with the skin. They did flay. That's the word I was trying to look for. They didn't.
Yeah, no,
flay
they
them.
haven't been flayed yet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've got multiple limbs removed. Do any of the body pieces look as though they've been? I'd like to investigate the body. I want to look to see if any of the pieces have been violated, like you know, see if there's any alternate reasons that someone might have done something to this body. Maybe they did something terrible to it first.
Okay, so do a spot hidden for me.
I'm going to stand over his shoulder and loudly eat banana bread while he's looking at a corpse.
I'm not spending luck on that. I fail.
Okay. And you fail because as you look down at her torso, there is a neat Y line where she seems to have almost been autopsied. That's where you've seen this line done before. And you peer into the rib cage, into the cavern where all the organs should be, and there are no organs in there.
I'll look.
But you see no special reason, and you're not sure if this has been something that has been done post the body being brought here, or if it was something that was done to the body.
Jesus Christ! Would you look at this, Elam? They've started doing the autopsy already. They've started removing all the organs. We need to get that guy in here.
You're muted.
I can't hear you. A mouth's full of banana bread.
They told me that they told me that some of this happened at the scene. They told me that they found it like this.
What? Someone was doing an autopsy on it. Can I tell? Did the autopsy happen before or after the dissection of the corpses? Thank you very much, Melodil, for that sub. You get a nat 1 or 20 to gift a player of your choice. Yeah, the autopsy first, then bodies pulled apart, or body pulled apart, then autopsy? And also, just generally, I know I failed my spot hidden, but just generally, do these look like these limbs have been ripped or cut?
Let's do some sort of intelligence roll. Education, maybe? Or if you have, like, special knowledge, crime scene? Is that a thing? Special knowledge, crime scene. Yeah, something like biology, medicine, intelligence related.
I think just raw education is going to have to be. I'm just going to have to go with my gut. That's a hard success.
Okay, it's a hard success. You know that because it has been brought here, it is out of context, and you cannot tell if there is a lack of blood due to the blood being all somewhere else, or due to the fact it's stagnated within the body without really sticking your hand in there and kind of mushing around. You definitely suspect, however, that the person who perpetrated at least the cutting up of the body had medical training due to the precision and cleanness of the cuts. It's possible this was a butcher, but it seems more likely it was someone medical to you, to your mind.
So, like, I'm just going to speak out Elam. I know he usually just eats and isn't really interested, but I use him as a soundboard quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just be like, look at these cuts. They're so precise. There's no hacks or anything. This has got to be scalpel work. It's got to be. You couldn't do this with a cleaver or a carving knife.
It would take you a long time to do that with a scalpel.
I know it'd take you a
There forever.
long time, but you see how clean these cuts are?
It took us time with it.
Oh,
He
yeah.
knew what he was doing.
He had a lot of time with this body. Is this person on the missing persons?
They're supposed to call me back and let me know. Do we know who it is? We haven't identified it yet. No, we don't have ID yet. We got fingers so we can run prints, but it's going to take a few days.
Yeah, always the way. No identification on her at all. No credit cards.
At this moment, you remember there was a man in the room when you came in, but as you look up to finally address and ask him regards to her effects, he is no longer there. There is only one door to this room, and that's the one behind you.
Did that guy go out while I was looking at the body?
You want me to go find him?
Yeah, maybe. I didn't hear the door go, did you?
Well, we got to talk to the freaking coroner, and they should be here. You can't just, can't just walk right in. And I got questions, so let me go find this guy.
Yeah, they should be here. I'll stay here and just look things over.
All right. Don't let her go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Bert would laugh at that.
And with that,
And I'll go
Elam
through the door.
goes down the corridor. There are phones ringing in the distance. Definitely important information is coming into some office down the hallway from here. And Bert is left alone with the body. And the bright lights of this room make sure that you can see every detail. Every flaw in her skin, every part of her that made her an entire person, you can see, as well as everything that had been done to her.
I'm just gonna rest my cigar on the mantle, and I imagine I'd have a pen or something in my pocket. I'd take a pen and just sort of look behind her ears, just fold her ears back, see if have the ears been removed?
Yes, the ears have been removed.
Okay, so
The only thing that's entirely intact is the face hasn't been touched, but the ears have been removed where they join to the head.
And is everything? If I was to do a quick stock take, except for the organs, is everything there? 10 toes, 10 fingers, 10 hands.
Yeah, 10 toes, 10 fingers, 2 ears, 2 arms, 2 legs. Just perfectly portioned, as if a diagram for portioning a human.
Maybe one of them whacked out artists or something, the ones off their faces all the time. It doesn't feel right though, not with that kind of medical knowledge.
And as you've drawn closer and you're inspecting the body, counting the toes, the fingers, the ears, seeing the earrings that are still attached to her lobes, the lights in the room go out. And the entire room is illuminated only by moonlight, which comes in through the lines of the blind. And I need you to make a sanity check.
Goddamn people, can they pay their electricity bill? What is this? I thought this was a government office. Extreme success.
Okay. It doesn't frighten you. It doesn't startle you. But as you look down at your hands, at your clothes, you see almost as if you are illuminated by a UV light splatter. If you didn't know any better, it looks as if there is invisible blood splatter all over you, an arterial spray up the middle. Everywhere the moonlight touches reveals this gruesome scene, otherwise invisible to the eye.
I'll take my lighter from my pocket and just flick it open and... Actually, would I have a lighter? Yeah, I would have a lighter. I'll just...
Oh, you have a matchbox.
Yeah, one or the other. I'll just light a match maybe and just see.
And as you do so, everything appears normal as the moonlight is cancelled out by the warm orange glow of that flame. But on the floor where the moonlight hits, there too are trails of blood. Up the walls, tiny pinprick specks.
Do they lead anywhere? I'll take my cigar box, which has got like a high polished edge, and I'll use that to direct the moonlight around the room.
Okay.
So I
You're
can.
kind of channeling it as a beam.
Yeah, I'm using my cigar box as a mirror. That thing's
Oh,
real
okay.
shiny.
All right, and as you do so, you can see footprints around this table, circling round and around where someone has paced, inspecting, probably making notes. You see the footprints that lead to the corner where there's a filing cabinet, where the man you've seen before had stood. Looking down at yourself again, directing that beam, you see that flash of bright blue UV kind of dark light reflection. Where's it going? But then you turn your attention to the still woman, the partitioned woman on the table. And as you do, for the briefest of moments, as the moonlight catches her face, her eyes flick and look directly at you. And I need you to make a sanity check.
I failed that one.
This woman is looking at you, blinking, and in the back of your head you hear a heartbeat thrumming. The sound of her inhaling a breath through the chasm in her chest, rattling up through her ribs.
Whoa. Okay, no. This can't be real. There's no way you're alive. Not with this much wrong with you. I'm sorry.
Help
me. You are dead, madam. You have
Help me! And as her mouth opens to scream at you, beg you for help, you see there is no tongue. And you've lost 8 points of sanity. And you have a temporary insanity. From this moment, for a while in Bert's life, he refused to be alone in a completely dark room.
Okay. And with that, I think he would light a match and maybe just go and step outside. Just go and take a breath of air. This can't be real. Can't be real. Can't be real. That can't be real. I'm gonna go try the door. Is the door still open?
The door is locked. You are trapped within this room. Her fingers elevate up onto points and seep back towards the palms back towards the wrists. And slowly this disjointed figure pushes herself up to sit on the steel table. Help me!
So, in one hand... my torch. I'm a policeman. I don't have a torch and a gun. I'm gonna reach for my torch and shine my torch in the room. Does it have the blood effect or does it have the match effect?
As you shine the torch, the room appears completely normal. It has the match effect.
If I shine the torch on her?
She appears to be laying still, down on the table.
What in the...
As it turns away for you to test, again, help me!
This is stupid. I'm gonna take my gun, safety off, cock it, put my torch on the gun, and keep the torch on the body and approach it. And when I'm close, if nothing happens, very slowly gonna turn the torch away, still keeping my gun trained on where the body was sitting.
Okay. Nothing happens as you approach the body. She is still, deadly still, deathly still, in fact. That's the word I'm looking for. No life in those eyes. Her body parts all still separated and strewn across the table, a map of what person is. And as that torch swings away, the hand seizes your throat, gripping tightly, her face just inches from yours. Why aren't you helping? Why haven't you found it?
Found who?
I need you to make another sanity check.
Yeah! This one's for scrap. I succeed.
Okay, as you succeed, you still lose 1 point of sanity as this breath hits your face. It's scented with cigarettes and mints, but you feel specks hit you. And all you can think of is about that blood, that invisible blood that is covering you, is covering this room, the floor.
Look. Let's suspend disbelief for a minute. How can I help you?
Find him.
I need more than that. Find who?
He said he'd help. He promised me. And you see from her eyes, tears trickle down, the most human and whole part of her. This desperate woman with this rasping voice. And if she doesn't open her mouth too wide, you can almost pretend that even that is whole, that the tongue is still there. The scent of her breath makes her feel alive. The grip on your throat is tightening in her desperation to be understood and to be heard.
Now, look, I appreciate this is difficult for you. Stressful situations are difficult for ladies, I get that. Well done, you haven't passed out. But I need you to stop babbling and tell me some information about this person.
You are struck hard with a backhand across the face as her free hand strikes you. Looking back, you see she is sat there. It doesn't appear to have been her hand that has struck you, perhaps some sort of mental force from beyond the ether that she really wanted to hit you in the face for that. And she looks distressed, and you're reminded of Julie and her distress at your home. You're reminded of the fights with Victoria, and the times you've seen her cry, and there's a sense of that guilt within you of the times that you know that you made those women cry. And you have that fear that has been given to you by the insanity of this moment, by this can't be real. How can a corpse be talking to me? How can I be talking to a corpse? How could she have struck me? How could she be doing any of this?
Yeah, I have all of that, and I think he feels guilty because he knows it's such a twisted mindset. Okay, this is so disparate from what I believe before I carry on, but like he feels guilty for having made those women cry because he knows that women have got softer dispositions, that they're weaker, they should be protected, and he obviously must expose them to too much or challenge their delusions too often. And he feels guilty for all the wrong reasons.
And as you're processing, she whispers a name. And it's a name that you will not forget. And the name is Edward Bardot.
Edward Bardot. Yeah, I'm gonna grab my notebook
That is gorgeous for me.
and just write that name down. I'm not gonna forget it, but I'll write it down anyway as Tweeter Vecna pays for 2 wild magic surges.
Okay.
For me.
For you, if you would like to roll those up.
I would.
For those keeping track of wild magic surges as well, I've used one that says, for Bert, you glow whenever in moonlight.
Ah, so clever, Charlie.
And we haven't used the other 2 yet.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Also, there was another thing in chat, Charlie.
Oh. I've seen 2 things in chat for you that I haven't used yet.
Oh. I'm hoping the second one isn't going to come into play because we're not that sort of game. I can re-roll if you want.
I will work with that and just amend it slightly. That's okay. Okay. You notice now the light cast from your torch seems to take on colors. And you're reminded of a mobile that had been in Victoria's nursery when you were a child. Just this rotating nursery that would chime a lullaby. And you watch the light of the torch on the floor, and it's just casting little horses, just going round and around, little stars. And she whispers the name again.
Edward Bardot. Edward Bardot.
And at this moment, your partner returns. Elam.
Do the lights come back on?
As soon as he opens the door.
Well, I can't find him. I walked all over. It's taco day in the commissary.
Elam, do me a favor. I know it sounds crazy. Okay, come in here.
Yeah.
Turn the lights off, and just look at the moonlight.
What?
I know it sounds crazy. Like sometimes you got to think outside the box on these things. You know, just go stand in the moonlight. I'll switch the lights off for a minute. Just tell me what you see.
Okay. And I lean forward and look at your eyes really closely.
God damn it, Elam, I'm sober.
All right. Lights. Fine. Turn off the lights.
But-
Yeah, go flip them.
And for you, Elam, a room appears exactly the same, only a lot darker, and the moon is kind of occasionally being covered by cloud, and you can still hear that wind rattling by, and there's a very dead, cut-up woman on the table. Meanwhile, but you see again every splatter of blood, every trace that remains in this room.
Do you see the blood everywhere? Do you see it?
No, I can't see much of anything because the damn lights are off. And if you try to kiss me, I'm gonna knock your teeth out.
God damn it, Elam, you know I'm not that way. Listen, look at the moonlight. Look at the floor where the moonlight touches. Do you see the blood all over the floor?
Do I see blood on the floor?
No, it's a dark floor. It's clean.
Floor looks good. I don't see any blood on the floor. It's a very well kept room. Floor looks clean to me. What the hell's the matter with you?
I'll flick the switch back on. I'll go and take the cigar and just chuck it out the window. I don't know, maybe there was something funny in my cigar, I don't know. I've got
As you do, there's this whoosh of air that just hits you like straight in the face. It's cold and it's bitter, and it instantly like turns the tip of your nose kind of red. And in your head, you hear the most pained scream, pure agony, and you know who the scream belongs to. It's a sound that you don't believe human ears should ever hear. The most monstrous sound of a person in pure torture, in hell. And I need you to make another sanity check.
That's another fail.
Okay. And with that, you lose. Okay, you lose 3 points of sanity with that. As you know that this is the cries of the murdered woman. Somewhere, not here. But you know in this moment in your gut that this girl, this woman had been alive when her body had been cut apart. How long she survived, you don't know, but you know she was alive long enough to feel the pain and the fear of everything that happened to her.
Do you know what I think? I don't think this was done after she was dead. Elam.
No?
No.
Why not?
I know. Just call it a hunch. But
You think she was still alive while they cut her up?
yeah. I mean, if you wanted to really torture someone, okay, how would you start? You'd start with the fingers. Yeah?
Sure.
Then maybe the toes. Something that isn't going to go too far. Next, the feet. You cut at the elbows. You know, we're not losing any vital limbs here.
Sure. Well, it means it might be a mob thing, you know?
Could be. Take the ears off. And when you want to start actually killing them, that's when you remove the intestines, you know? Slow death with no intestines.
Yeah, but why a woman, you know? Mob, bunch of guys chopping each other up, settling scores, owing each other money. I don't understand why you do something like this too.
Shit, I don't know. Maybe she was, I don't know, someone who didn't deliver on a promise or something. Hell, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, you're right. That's the thing, is you send a message with this kind of a thing. The question is...
Maybe a debtor or something. I've got... Do you know what? Just, I found, I found a note in, on the body. I don't know how people missed it. Just said Edward Bardot. I can't find it right now. It just blew out the window, I think. But
Bordeaux?
Edward Bordeaux.
Like the wine?
Was it like the wine or was it like Bardo?
Bardo.
No, Bardo. Bardo.
Bardo.
Bardot.
All right. Well, you found it on the body? What was it, pinned to her nose? Where'd you find it?
It was in the tie on her dress.
Oh, all right. And it blew out the window?
Yeah, it must have gone while I was going to show it to you. It must have gone when I was throwing my cigarette out.
Okay.
I think Elam and I have worked together for a long time. Elam probably knows that this is my way of telling him that I've got a hunch.
Yeah.
But I'm lying to him. Bald-faced lying.
Look, I trust you, man. You tell me you found a note up her nose, under her armpits. You know I believe you. You know, we've been doing this a long time. I've never seen anything quite like this. I'm glad we've got a name. I'm glad we've got something to go on before we've even seen where this happened. Gives me something to do.
Yeah, run the name. Be interesting to see if he's got any mob connections or anything.
All right, I can go find the phone. I saw it down the hall.
I thought I heard it ringing.
And
Edward
you
Bardo,
do run
I
the
know.
name. And your investigations lead you to a dentist's office on the second floor of a building in the city, run by a Dr. Edward Bardo. And you managed to complete this investigation over the course of this evening. And this is why it was one of the best days of your career. Because you managed to single-handedly, in a room in the dark, find out who murdered this girl, this woman. But one last terrible thing happens to you on this evening. Elam, what terrible thing happens?
I think his partner's in a car accident.
As Elam drives back across the bridge in a hurry with the news, having had the best day of either of your careers, you're going to get medals, commendations, city recognition. His car hits the side of the bridge and goes off and down into the river.
Yeah.
And all that is recovered is the empty car.
Never made it home.
And at the end of the year, around what would be Thanksgiving time, you are invited to City Hall to receive your medals, and you receive Elam's on his behalf. as he doesn't have a family left behind. No matter what he has said, he had no one else but his partner and no one else but his job. And you attend the trial and eventually the execution of Dr. Edward Bardot.
And I think as well, going back to that night when they got the news, he would have been celebrating still. His wife still would have been upset, and I think his lack of ability to acknowledge why she's upset, but then suddenly be very upset when his partner has died. I think that would drive his wife to be the moment when she leaves him, I think.
Yeah, and in that following week, even as all of your colleagues, distant and close, celebrate what you've done, and inwardly you know you've answered. Her name was Evelyn Shaw. As you answered her pleas to find him and to stop him, Julie has packed her bags and left your family home. You do get news that Victoria is somewhere safe. She's staying with friends. And that is the moment that Bert's family kind of fell apart. But he had the best day of his career. What is the story he told himself about how he came to find the name Edward Bardot? Does he tell himself the truth, or like Eddie, does he find a lie?
I think he sticks with the truth because he's scared of the lie. Because the lie would be that he was investigating this guy anyway and he was a scumbag and he was just waiting to pick on him. But that's not the way he likes to do his police work. You know, he likes to think he's honest. So, if anything, he's scared of the fact that he might have pinned this on this guy because he had it coming. So he uses the truth almost the same way that Eddie uses the lie to protect himself from what in reality would have seemed like it happened.
Okay, and for your reward, I'm not going to offer you a magical potion that restores the sanity that you've lost. I am, however, going to offer you that if you visit Elam's grave, that is a place where you can find respite and repose and be able to reflect and possibly gain sanity in the future. That is a place for you that does that. And you also get his medal. It doesn't do anything, but you have that. That is a thing that is in Bert's life.
Cool.
So we do have a couple of outstanding wild magic sources, surges that I didn't get to. I am, however, going to make a note of those and carry them forward to next week's episode when we are going to do the Cabin in the Woods cast being available. So thank you very much for those, and thank you everyone for the Nat 20s, Nat 1s. I hope you've enjoyed this narrative journey into dark and horrible places in people's minds and pasts. And I think we've learnt some things about our characters that we maybe didn't know so solidly before.
So good.
Oh boy.
So good.
And I hope everyone in chat is okay. Go and get yourselves something that's nice and reassuring. Everyone here is safe. Everyone here is fine. Call of Cthulhu only comes for people in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Wow, that is golden for me.
It's hardcore, Charlie.
Oh no, Malhadale, we'll have to carry that one across to next week. We just got a £10 donation for bad things to happen.
I am gonna definitely keep that for next week, and I promise it will be put to good use.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I really enjoyed this little insight into the old players. I really enjoyed playing Jimmy.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it too much. Like,
It's great.
The DM in you was showing.
was it?
Oh,
The second
man.
I saw Vecna, I was like, right, that eyeball's coming out. That's step one.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think, you know, like so good.
Yeah. Well, it's it sets up so many things for this guy. Like it's weird. You know, when I heard Anna couldn't make it and Alice was sick, I was like, no, we're gonna go to the cabin. But it's great because it really shores up the backstories for these two guys, and it really sets up how I think traumatic, especially for Eddie, the car wreck that we'll be climbing out of at the beginning of next week would be for him. It's water, it's woods,
And now we know
Helena in danger.
why Bert was straight in there to get those women out. Why he tried so hard to stop the car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
jumped up on it. It's great. Beautiful thing. It's good times. It's hardcore, man. It's hardcore. thinking about like something.
These
you
are
know,
all, in my head, you're all regular people who are being brought into these strange and dark happenings in the jury, but I think there are no coincidences. There are reasons why everything is happening to these people.
Everything ties together so well, and I've got to say as well, Charlie, your working in of the wild magic surges
yes.
is incredible, truly inspirational, and
really is.
I hope to take some of that on myself at some point. It's absolutely incredible. Thank you for that. It's enlightening.
It really is. You're using them so quickly and to such tremendous effect that I don't, that what you built into what happened to me, I wouldn't be able to tell you what was the surge and what wasn't, because it was all so completely insane and kind of seamless and just feels right. I wasn't like, I didn't even register that that's what was going on as I was playing it. So it's just wonderful.
Yeah.
And I apologize if it didn't entirely make sense to people watching, if you weren't obviously following along. I wanted it to feel like these memories, they're memories, but they're also nightmare sequences. They're those moments of trying to explain it to someone and have it feel logical. Like, that isn't the feeling I wanted. I wanted that nightmare feeling where it was terrifying and you can't explain exactly why, but it just was.
That's great. Yeah, I could go on about it all day. I mean, you're looking at the body and you're expecting the body to like jump up and scare you, but it's not. It came from behind, and the whole thing was just a great surprise and really genuinely creepy. And you're just killing it, Charlie. I'm having such a good time.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking, this is a really fun kind of mini game for anyone who does have players go sick and you still want to play. Is go and dive into backstories. You don't have to do it in quite the horrible, gruesome way we did here. But for D&D, jump in and have any other players play little NPCs, and you can flesh things out. And it means you can still play, because we're playing tabletop RPG. We're not playing episodes of a TV show that has a script, so you can jump around in timelines, and that's what I wanted to try out. And I was really inspired by playing The King is Dead last night, where they do mini games and there are kind of little rules with little questions. And I kind of tried to bring some of that in giving you guys the structure of, I'm going to ask you a question and I need you to go with it and then build an episode. So that's where I'm coming from.
Perfect.
And thank you everyone for watching, and I hope it wasn't too horrific, and I apologize if it was.
Scripted, shouts Lex the villain. It's all scripted.
You should know, she's my script editor.
I was up all night memorizing it.
So, guys, let's go round. There's only 3 of us, so it's only going to be a short one. As we go, I saw a couple of suggestions through the game for a raid war cry, and let's get them fleshed out now, and we'll do a vote at the end for which one we want to take on to our raid. I know exactly who we're raiding, so it's going to scare the shit out of them, so stick around for that.
I feel bad now.
So, who wants to go first? One of you guys. What do you want to go first? What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Trav, why don't you go first?
Travis.
Okay, I loved this. I was already fragile because we've lost the ladies and we weren't going to the cabin, and I'm already shattered. And so to then go traipsing into past early life regressions is fabulous. I love what this sets up for Eddie. It just makes perfect sense, and I just love it. But I think that my favorite thing that I got to do today was play the hard-boiled detective partner and play Bill Gannon to Adam's Joe Friday and eat banana bread. And I just loved all.
It's banned from my game. Make me hungry. Donuts last week, banana bread this week.
Food is a big part of this, Charlie. Food means a lot of things on a lot of levels. Watched way too much Twin Peaks to not understand the power of food and edibles in a narrative structure. It's supposed to be gross. I should have done it a little later when we were actually looking at the body, because it's pretty gross to eat and look at the body, but I had to do it early. I feel good about it. I had a freaking awesome time. This is just the joy of the, one of the joys of my week, and I just love getting to do this. And I had a great time. This was complex. This was scary. This was beautifully done by the DM, and I had a blast.
What do you do, and where can we find you?
What am I doing? I'm playing D&D with Lindy again tomorrow, because she's amazing and a mad scientist, back from Ren Fair. And then I'm cutting WebDM, and we should have a new episode on Wednesday. Very excited about it. I'm going to keep the topic a secret. And as for WebDM, we're about 2 weeks away from some big stuff happening on WebDM, he says quietly on the Straticus Academy channel. We've got some big stuff on YouTube in the works, so keep an eye on WebDM and follow me on Twitter.
Please shout out. Please shout from the rooftops. When one of us do well, we all do well, and I'm just as excited for your content as you guys are for mine. Like,
I'm just loving this. I'm having so much fun getting to know you and Alice. Just, lovely folks, and just really generous to have me come back every week on this channel for this wonderful game. And so, yeah, WebDM. This and WebDM are, and my family are the big things in my life right now. It's a really joyous thing that I get to do, cut WebDM and be a part of this show. So I'm very lucky and very grateful.
I feel so wholesome right now.
And for me,
hold me, Adam. Hold me.
I want to.
I'm
I do
scared.
want to.
for my part, I am at Frost from Fire on Twitter. I'm back here tomorrow, pretty much the same time, 1 p.m. EST, 6 p.m. for me. We're playing Wizards and Wardrobes, 5e, D&D. I'm playing Dave, the Kenku. It's a very different vibe from this game. But we're exploring, and we're in Waterdeep, and shenanigans are going, and there are assassins afoot, and all that good stuff. And on Wednesdays, I play Warhammer on Encounter Roleplay, and on Friday, I get to hang out with Jim for some Warhammer character creation. It's the last of 3 parts I've been doing with him. Come along anyway, we're starting on a whole new character, and you'll get to know more about the Warhammer 4E system. I think that's it. Am I doing anything else? I might be doing something this weekend, but I'll probably tweet about it if I am.
Awesome sauce. Well, that just leaves me, you guys. So I've only seen one suggestion for the raid Warcry again, and I believe it was "Where's the rest of you?" So "Where's the rest of you?" will be the
This poor
do you know?
streamer.
Should we make it a little bit more specific and make it "Where's the rest of the body?" Just so that
Yes,
it's a
where's
bit more.
the rest of the
Where's
body?
the rest of the body? That's what I want.
I like that.
So social links are there. Get on the Discord, get on the Twitter, and get on the YouTube. The YouTube is now up to date, so if you want to catch up, you can. Twitter, send me a DM, I'll get you into a game, and Discord is just a wonderful community, you should be part of it. You can support us by donating directly. Thank you very much, everyone, for your donation today. We are very, very on target for our goal. Who knows, maybe we'll even be looking at getting into some stretch goals. Who knows, maybe we'll start looking at Gen Con. I need to start pricing that out and see how much I exactly need to get to Gen Con next year. It's going to be flights mostly, me and Alice flights. But it'd be great to see our American contingent if we could make it over. That would be so exciting. You can also support us via Patreon. You can also support us with merch, which I would be wearing to Gen Con, as I've just got some new stuff for MCM Comic Con as well. We'll be at MCM Comic Con, so we'll see you very soon there too. And you can also support us by supporting our sponsors, Bird in the Storm Publishing and Mage Hand Press, both of whom are creating content for the channel. Mage Hand Press in the form of Thursday sessions, Bird in the Storm in the form of one-shots in the occasional academy, and they'll be doing some filler material between episodes for the new year as well. 1-hour episodes of things, which will be rather exciting. I think that's everything, you guys. Oh, also, we have a competition where we're giving away more dice. I have so many things to talk about at the end of these streams now. It's getting ridiculous. But I think that is everything. So, let's get the raid going on. First of all, where is the rest of your body? There it is without Scrat Hypes. And there it is with Scrat Hypes. Yeah, let's go in. We're going to go and pay a raid to OBaby190. Now, Oh Baby 190, or Rachel as we know her. She's in our Curse of Strahd streams on Tuesday. She's also doing some Shocktober events, so she is actually playing a scary game right now, and I know that her raid alert is going to be a scare alert. It's going to be a jump scare, so that's going to be fun. We are live Monday to Friday, Monday to Thursday, 1 p.m, 6 p.m, and 10 p.m. Thursdays, 1 p.m. over on the Greyhawk channel, and every other week here at 8 p.m. We love to see you guys here. Let's go and raid. Keep evoking emotions. We'll see you next time. Bye!